Welcome everyone to this will be like the how to counteract or how to counter stereotypical North Americans in that series, which obviously it's taking a break now. Like with that series, this will be a series that will probably be continuing for years and years and years. This is my way of talking to you, the viewers, because I have many subscribers around the world, and I appreciate you all for contributing and continuing to put your input into things. But this will be a way to basically start what will be the planning for the World KOF Cup. Because as I've said in the other videos, the only way to truly find out who is the best player in the world is to have a definitive World Championship. And so, the planning must begin now. Because if you can see, I don't know if you can, but the objective date is for 2013. That's the date I want to try to have this tournament. And it's got to be limited, guys, because we're talking a lot of games, which is for 2002 UM, and I'm gonna add 13 in there. That's gonna be the World Championship for that. And I mean that's a tall order because you're talking a lot of countries. So this is my way of trying to put together a tentative plan right now to try to organize this into something that I think can happen. And from looking at all this, now I understand why, at least right now, from the World Cup for soccer, why they do it once every 4 years. I mean, it's a lot of work to plan this type of thing on such a global level, and on top of that, you've got to organize visas, passports, all that takes time, and on top of that, you've got to make sure that everything coordinates itself appropriately, and doing all these qualifiers around the world, that in itself will probably take a year. I mean, it'll probably take a year just to do all these qualifiers, to be honest with you. Seriously. Depending on how you do it. So I've got a plan that I want to do it with this. And when it gets to this particular thing, this is what I'm going to do. Now, this is totally independent of what's going to be Raging Storm World. Raging Storm World is going to be something that's going to be with the, as I said in the other video in my description, that's going to be something for the Eastern Hemisphere and the Western Hemisphere, something totally different. But this is, like I said, the World KOF Cup is going to be just that. It might be a tournament that happens once every 2 years because, we might spend a whole year doing qualifiers for. That's what I see just in this planning. Possibly that's what it could be. And the amount of money that's gonna be put into it, it's gonna be something that's gonna. It might be a every 2 years thing for the World KOF Cup because of how much it's gonna be into it. And God, just imagining how much it's gonna take. Seriously, But let us begin. This is my plan that I'm showing to you all, and I want input from you guys around the world about what you think about this particular plan. Because, while it's on its beginning stages, if there are things that need to be corrected, addressed, or ideas that you guys want to bring to the table, now is the time. And that's why I'm making this interactive series. That's every part, every time I move a step closer to developing it, I want you guys seeing what's going on. Because this is a World Cup, so to speak. This is a World KOF Cup. This is for the definitive title of the World KOF Champion in that particular game. Probably going to last for 2 years. So, I need as much input as possible, and as I was telling other people, as regards to me, maybe deleting comments or banning accounts. My thing is all about this, guys. Respect. I believe you can respectfully tell someone to go to hell, but it can be handled respectfully. You can tell what's your opinion on anything, and it doesn't have to agree with me, or it can be totally opposite of how I believe, and I'll be fine with it as long as you do that in a respectful manner. But if you come with something disrespectful, that is what gets, me when I distance myself from you. And I know there's a lot of people like that. It's a saying. It's not what you say, people, but how you say it. And so you need to keep that in mind. You can tell someone to go to hell, and it'd be the most respectful way possible. So again, it's not what you say, but how you say it. And that's how I am. You do not have to agree with me or, what I have to say. No. But it's how you say things. And if you handle it in a respectful manner, yeah, of course, you're free to say it. I'll leave it on my post. You won't get banned or none of that. But when you start going overboard and going disrespectful and trolling and doing stuff like that, then that's I don't have time for that. So that's what gets you deleted or banned from my account. But let us go cover what we were originally talking to this for with this monstrous project, which is the World KOF Cup. And obviously, tentative design, but just to give, gives us something right now because it's just a planning document. Obviously, I'm gonna go through quite a few more planning documents before this thing is really fleshed out. So, I'm gonna be getting input from Dune, from a lot of people. I'm gonna be getting input from. So, This is something that's going to be, developed. But, what's going on basically is I've divided these, basically for the most part, all these countries into particular regions. And there's going to be qualifier spots given for a certain number of people within these regions. So that's what's going to happen. I mean, because it's going to be a bunch of countries, and, I might give out, I don't know, 30 to 40, maybe 50 spots. I might give out 30 to 50 spots, maybe 30. We'll cut it. We'll make it 25 to 30 spots given per region to represent this championship. That way, you're going to have the cream of the crop coming. And basically what is going to happen is, obviously not every country is on these particular regions. But what I say is that you guys should come, you people are not on these particular lists for these regions, you guys should go to whatever qualifier that's closest to you. And that's how I look at that. These qualifiers pretty much take cover, for the most part, all the areas of the world. And because of that, I think you all should go. If you're not on these lists of countries or these regions, your country's not on there, you should go to whatever one's closer to you. And of course, you will be able to, if you don't make it to one, you can go to another one. So you'll have opportunities to prove your worth if you think you need to be in the, discussion for world championship. And as I was telling Commando Black Noah, since we're talking world, I mean, that's a great concept. You've got skill all over the world, but when people want to talk about who's good and who's not, I mean, that's really hard, because it's harder to be good at KOF than it is a Street Fighter, believe it or not. Because if you want to talk about being the best, there's people, there's more people that play KOF, as I told you, around the world. So it's a lot harder to be of that elite level in KOF. I mean, good is relative in KOF because there's so much skill. So, I mean, I'm excited about this, but let's get going. I've done a lot of talking on that regard, but let's get going. Region 1, what I have for now, guys. Region 1, I'm sorry, this thing's taking a while. The Region 1 qualifier, location will be Mexico. To be determined, location, city. But the Region 1 qualifier will be in Mexico. Well, for KOF. And we're talking, limited to KOF 2002, 2002 UM, 98, maybe 98 UM, and KOF 13, 11. That's what will probably be the games, when I finally decide. But you guys tell me what you think, because obviously this stuff's going to take a while to do these qualifiers. So you tell me what games you think should be in these the KOF World Cup, the World KOF Cup qualifiers. What games you think should be in the official tournament. But for the first one, the location is Mexico. As you see, that will be the first Region 1 qualifier. And what regions or what tournament or countries I have right now are in these particular regions? Let us look. I have the United States, Mexico, obviously, Canada, Cuba, the Bahamas, Dominican Republic, Haiti, Puerto Rico, Guatemala, Belize, Jamaica, Barbados, El Salvador, and others from that region that wish to try out. So anyone that's not on that particular region, list of countries that I have right there, doesn't mean you cannot go try out. I want you to go try out. If you feel you're good enough to compete against these people, feel free. Go. Take your trip. Go to Mexico and see where you stand. And obviously in the future, if we need to make more regions or whatever, that's what I'm going to do. But that's why I'm talking to you guys, so we can all figure this out together. Because I want, whenever we say somebody's the world championship, I want that to be legit. I want people to say, well, yeah, he earned it. It's not just limited to one hemisphere. He's the world championship. He beat people from both hemispheres, the Western and the East. So, yeah, that's what I want you to say. So, that's Region 1 qualifier. Region 2 qualifier. Location, Osaka, Japan. Or Tokyo, Japan. That might be too determined. I'm going to talk to June on that. But, the Region 2 qualifier, Eastern Hemisphere. Here are the countries that I have in the Region 2 qualifier. Japan, North Korea, South Korea, Taiwan, Philippines, Vietnam, Cambodia, Thailand, Laos, Burma, Malaysia, Singapore, Cambodia. Well, I have Cambodia on twice, but I'll cut that off. But those are the countries I have there for that particular region. And, that's, what I have. And, obviously, if you're in that area Asia, and you want to, in that particular area, if you, and your name is not, or your country is not on there, feel free to, let me delete this Cambodia on here twice. It's getting on my nerves. Sorry, I'm a perfectionist guy. Sorry. Okay. It's gone. But if you're in that particular region of Asia and you want to go try out and your country's not there, feel free to go. I want you to go. If you feel like you have a skill, you go. Please. Because we want the best at the World Championship. Region 3 qualifier. Location, China. We have Russia, China, Mongolia, India, Pakistan, Hong Kong, Italy, Germany, France, Spain, UK. Again, if you are in that region, it covers Europe to China, basically. Covers the United Kingdom to China. And if you feel like you are good enough to go compete, you need to go to China and compete against Shanghai and Daku and those other people and see how you stand. And, you know, it obviously separates Japan from China, but those are different regions. I want to have those in different particular regions. You know, I don't want the Japanese to have to go against the Chinese to determine who are the best. I want it to be one particular region. Who is the best in that region? Then who's the best in that other region? That way you have different people coming out of different regions for the World Championship. So you're going to have high quality, and it's not going to have people knocking each other out that I don't feel that should be, you know? So, but, you know, we might divide another region. It's possible. This is just talking about it right now. Region 4 qualifier. Location, Peru. This is going to South America. Colombia, Venezuela, Panama, Brazil, Bolivia, Argentina, Chile, Uruguay, Paraguay, Peru, and Ecuador. These are, you know, once again, as you know, it says again, if you are not on that list, that country's not on that list, and you want to go to that qualifier, go. Region 5 qualifier, location, Morocco. This covers Africa, basically. Morocco, Algeria, Libya, Egypt, Mali, Nigeria, and Ethiopia. That covers North to Central Africa, I know. But also, if you feel like you want to go to that qualifier, you know, you feel like you need to go there, go. Or if I find out more reasons to have a South African qualifier, to make a Region 6 qualifier, I will. But those are the qualifiers for now, guys. Give me your input, what you think about all this. It's a lot to digest, but it's going to be part 1 of the road to the KOF World Cup, or the road to the World KOF Cup. Because obviously we have the regular KOF Cup this year, but that's a tri-national tournament. Obviously, as you can see, this is more than that. This is what we're looking at, really, at World Championship. So I need your input, guys. From all you guys around the world that are subscribed to my channel, this is your time. I need you to speak. But please keep in mind, speak respectfully. In a respectful tone is that's the key. If you don't want anything, you know, to happen in that regard, handle it respectfully. Remember, it's not what you say, but how you say it. All right, guys, I'm looking forward to your input. Thanks.